Mack Avenue Music Group is proud to present First Listen Fridays, an online series featuring new, exclusive, and soon-to-be released music from artists you love.
Hey everybody, it's day 7, track 7. This is The Mirror from my album The Mirror, and today I have the electric guitar with me. This is the guitar that I use for the song. It's a Larrabee guitar. I have it hooked up directly to the computer and through a little pedal which allows me to program the delays and a little bit of change the sound of it. So in this song we have a specific tempo. I can actually tell you what the tempo is. 98. So I can program the delay on the guitar to be at 98. So it goes with the song. So I also have on this song some beautiful work by the drummer and percussionist Andres Forero, and so I'm going to highlight a few things with this song. So we have, for instance, some drum tracks. Now with this program, I can go directly to the track since we have like about 48 or 50 tracks on this. So you don't want to have to go from 1 and scroll all the way up to 50 or 80 or whatever it is. So I can type 25. Now I'm at 25. And now I'm at some drums, arrowing down. Each time I arrow, I go to a different track. And I've got overheads here. So there's a snare bottom, snare top condenser, snare top dynamic. There's all kinds of stuff here. The other thing that Andres did beautifully is some percussion tracks. So I'm going to go to track 36 and check this out. So this is some bongos, congas, actually. Not, I keep saying bongos, but it's congas. And as you arrow down through these, if I don't know if you can hear it, but there's conga room L, conga room R, which is right and left. Guido. So here's a Guido. There's the Guido. And so we have all kinds of stuff in here. So put it all together here in my little program here, Cake Talking and Sonar. So now I'm going to play the song, and I'm going to do it on this little guitar here. This is the guitar that I use for the rhythm tracks on the song. And I'm going to mute the electric guitar in the studio because it makes a little bit of noise. So I'm going to go back to track 5. I'm going to hit Control M, and that mutes it, hopefully. And there we go. That mutes it. And now this is The Mirror, ladies and gentlemen.
They say I'm no longer what you're looking for. All your so-called friends are just a means to an end. You're losing the battle to win a war. But I'm holding up a mirror. Do you like what you see? 'Cause I'm holding up a mirror so you can see what you look like to me. Raw ambition is a mother load. It can steal away your heart and soul, make you sell out the people that you used to know, so you can get to the place where you think you wanna go. But I'm holding up a mirror. Do you like what you see? Well, I'm holding up a mirror so you can see what you look like to me. Well, I've been down the road you're on, craving fortune and fame, a shooting star, then the moment's gone and everyone forgets your
Hey, it's Kirk Whalum, welcoming you back into this space we call Humanité. It's the name of my new project. It's not only a collection of collaborations audibly, right, but it's also a documentary called Humanité, the Beloved Community. And that's you, it's you and me. So check this out. The song I want to share with you from the record, we recorded in Kenya. Remember, we went to 8 countries, including this one, to make this record with the collaborations with all these different artists. Well, the artist on this particular song, first of all, there's an amazing jazz pianist from Nairobi named Aaron Rimbui. And Aaron is just a beautiful person, beautiful family, brand new baby. Oh, it's just incredible. And but the other artists featured on this song, I told you about it. If you were listening, I did another song called Korogocho. And Korogocho is a neighborhood in Nairobi, right next to the dump, the city dump. And it's just the most beautiful story. We were privileged to go and interact with and engage with and perform with these kids called Ghetto Classics. And they have a music school in this place called Korogocho, and they have to deal with the smell of this rubbish, the refuse. Imagine that, just what that does to your psyche all day long. And their music school is outdoors; it's just under a shed, and then they burn this trash, a couple of times a week, and you can imagine the toxic fumes just wafting over this music school. But you know what, those kids, they go right ahead as if it didn't exist. I mean, the music that they make is so beautiful. You should Google them, by the way. Ghetto Classics, just say Ghetto Classics Nairobi or Ghetto Classics Kenya, and you'll see the beautiful faces, just even physically, just the most beautiful kids I've ever seen in my life. And this song was written by a Kenyan artist. Again, Aaron Rimbui. It wasn't about us going over there, hey, play my music. No, we were on a fishing expedition to just be exposed to and expose you to some great music. The song is called Kwetu, Kwetu. And I performed this song with people like Bob James. Bob James played it, and he's like, man, what a spiritual, what a beautiful song. So, man, props to you, Aaron Rimbui, and your beautiful family. And the melody goes like this. And I love the fact that it literally, the first note of the melody is on the first beat, and it's just one note. It's like there's so much spirituality, so much history in that one note. Woo! Man, Kwetu from the CD and the documentary called Humanité. That's French for humanity. That's you, that's me. I'm Kirk Whalum.
Hi everyone, my name is Emilio Castillo. I'm the band leader for Tower of Power. We're a Mack Avenue recording artist, and they've asked me to talk about a song from our new album called Step Up. The song is Look in My Eyes, and we just recently did a video on it, which was a lot of fun. And it's written by our bass player for many, many years, Francis Rocco Prestia, and a guy named Tom Schumann, great keyboard player who plays with the great group Spyro Gyra. And I'll tell you an interesting story about Tom. He became friendly with my favorite cousin who lives in Las Vegas, and he used to drive limo. His name was John Carmona. And one day, Tom was waiting for a ride, and my cousin John showed up, and they became friendly. And my cousin John was always talking about Tower of Power, and come to find out, he's with Spyro Gyra, and they hit it off. So long story short, he brought Tom to a gig. Tom met me, and he also met Rocco, who lives in Vegas. Now, Rocco Prestia is not generally a songwriter per se. He's written some songs over the years, but that's not his main thing. But Tom invited him over to his studio, and he set up a Pro Tools session, and he set up a good drum groove. And, Rocco wanted to hear what his bass sounded like coming through his board. And he started this lick. Bam, ba ba ba, bump, 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 ba da doo doo bump. Bum, 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 bum. And then he goes into his usual kind of funk groove. Doom, typical Rocco. And Tom, God bless him, is capturing all this on Pro Tools. And he turned it into this really great song, mostly instrumental. But he's good friends with Kirk Whalem's brother, Kevin Whalem. And Kevin came in and did all this scat singing. And if you listen to our recording, you'll hear me doing the scat singing. And that's another sort of long story, because that's something I've never done in my life, and I don't feel very gifted in that area. But when we were making the recording, we had cut the track and it came out really good. And then I was doing the vocals, and at the time, we had this fabulous lead singer named Ray Green, and we all loved him dearly. But unfortunately for us at the time, Carlos Santana loved him as well. And he offered him twice the money and half the gigs. So stay at home more and make more money. We didn't blame him for going to Santana. But we had already recorded him on the tune. And he did a great job doing that scatting and singing through the tune. And we hadn't gotten Marcus Scott, who's our current lead vocalist, in the band yet. But we're trying to finish this recording. And Joe Vanelli, who produced the record, he and I produced both records, Soul Side of Town and Step Up. He tells me, I think you should sing it. And I'm like, no. That's not my forte, He goes, no, just give it a try, And so he coached me through it, and I did some form of scatting, nothing like Ray Green's or nothing like Kevin Whalem's. But eventually, he said, I think this is going to work. And he says, I'm going to call Tom Politzer in, and we'll have him play his saxophone solo around your scatting. And he goes, and we're gonna mold this and make it work. And to my surprise, it really worked really well. And then, just before the album come out, the record company and all the powers that be in our management are saying, we think this should be the song that we make a video of. And we did that up in Monterey, California, and we filmed some dancers down in Los Angeles, and it came out really good. I'm very proud of it. Now the song is mostly instrumental. It starts out with that lick that I sang earlier, and then it goes into this background vocal part where I sing against those backgrounds, and then I start the scatting. And as I'm scatting, Tom Politzer is playing this blistering sax solo. And this goes on for a couple of times around the chorus, and then it hits the solo section. Now, when Roger Smith comes in, taking his piano solo, dun, 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 it's just scalding, And then he goes on and plays this great piano solo, and then everybody comes in on the horns, we're playing underneath them, and we do this big fall, and it's one of those rare opportunities to hear David Garibaldi take a drum solo. He hasn't taken many drum solos on our records over the years, and this is a killer. And then it comes back into the chorus. The girls come in singing, and I'm singing against them, and pretty soon it gets to the ride out, and it comes to my favorite part. Jerry Cortez takes a blistering guitar solo. It's one of my favorite parts on the whole record. So I hope you enjoy the video. I certainly hope you enjoy the album, Step Up. We worked hard at it. We worked on 2 albums at once, Soul Side of Town and Step Up. It was a 6-year period, but most of it done in the last 3 years with Joe Vanelli and myself producing together. And that's another thing I just want to say is that bringing Joe Vanelli in to help me finish the project, because it was just too big a project for me. He made some fabulous suggestions like this one, and really took the whole recording up to another level. And I'm so glad we worked together, and I hope you enjoy it. Look in My Eyes by Tower of Power, First Listen Fridays, Mack Avenue Records. Thank you.
In my eyes.
Thanks for listening to First Listen Fridays. All of today's featured music can be ordered now at the link below. We look forward to bringing you one step closer to the music you love from the artists you know. Exclusively from Mack Avenue Music Group.